You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
Marlene.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.
Last week we said a goodbye English Rose to Lil after the Comedy Roast Challenge.
Thanks for doing the impression I requested of you.
You're welcome.
This is your Welcome America Presents Drag Race UK Season 6, Episode 10, Grand Finale. Wah, 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 wah.
The gals had to perform the grand finale song, A Different Winner's Story. It was so weird. And then the main stage category was Grand Finale Eleganza.
Mom and Relisa got told to bugger off pretty quick, leaving Kyron and Lavoie to lip sync to a Queen song that literally causes me to feel physically ill down to the depths of my soul. And after all that, Kyron won.
I'm Ben.
I'm Frazer.
Frazer like Razor.
And I'm Laura.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
And this is the Drag Race Season 6 finale. Chanel!
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
Hiya, Mum.
Hi.
What's your middle name?
Don't have one.
Oh, classic.
Story to that. Well, not why I don't have one, but I wanted one. Because I was the only person in my class without one, so I made one up.
Which was?
Roberta.
Laura Roberta.
Don't know why. Didn't know anyone called
Laura
that.
Roberta. It's really clunky.
Why, though? I didn't know anyone called Roberta. There wasn't any reason to use that name. Just did.
Have you been watching this season?
I've watched every episode bar one.
Okay. More than me.
But I do other things at the same time. I'm not riveted all of the time. Mm-hmm. It's on and I want to have it on and see it, but I'm not glued. I sort of look up and dip in and out a little bit.
What are you doing other than watching? What are you up to?
Oh, I'm usually on my iPad doing something.
Okay.
She loves that iPad.
Well, it's the final.
It sure is.
We flew Laura in for the final.
Thank you.
We have a pretty good budget for just the Drag Race spin-off because everyone loves it so much, especially you. You must be so upset that we're finally finishing this season and we don't have to watch any more Drag Race.
Thank God. This season, I don't know if it's this season or if I'm just over Drag Race as a whole.
I think you're over it because it's been a really good season.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I'm the expert.
Laura, how are you feeling about this season overall?
Disappointed in the outcome.
Oh,
Yeah. We'll get to that ending.
Which it all leads up to.
So after the elimination from last week...
Well, we get a kind of what I describe as top 4 gubbins. We got kind of a mixture of all their kind of moments of the season so far. I think I was just talking to Mum during that.
Yeah. And then we've got we've got Lil's mirror message. She uses the phrase har har, which is kind of like out of a Beano comic or something.
Yeah, Lavoie summed Lil up perfectly where she says she's really going to miss her. She said she brings such energy into the room, but with no energy.
Yeah.
What did you think of Lil?
Not a lot.
Oh, you need to sit much closer to the microphone.
No, didn't make much impact for me.
Who has made impact for you?
Lavoie.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that properly.
Mum's also really struggling with pronouns talking about the drag queens.
Yeah, terribly.
She's real he-himming
I know.
everyone that she possibly
I know
can.
I'm doing it afterwards, but I'm not doing it on purpose. So sorry about that in advance. Marmalade, I thought was different. Just different.
So I take it you've not been listening to our recaps because Marmalade has a real enemy in
I know.
one Benjamin Anderson over there.
I know. That's how I felt last season about the one with the letterbox mouth.
Who was that?
Tamara Thomas. You didn't like Tamara, did you?
Couldn't bear her.
So for this season, for season 6, Lavoie is your fave.
Yes.
Ben, can you name anyone else that's
Been eliminated.
been eliminated that's not Lil or Chanel?
No, absolutely not. Well, towards the end, when we all come back, one of them has such a bad name. I even marked down awful name. Yeah, I don't remember anyone.
I'm glad you said that because I'm a bit like that.
Yeah,
I thought it was just going to be me.
Oh, I think it's someone called Kiki Snatch.
Yeah.
That is such a bad name. A real grab bag of noises and sounds.
I also just wrote down, Mom's still wearing that gramophone costume. How'd you feel about that, Ben? Ben took real umbrage with that gramophone costume.
you?
Even though
So
it's good.
did you.
I said that I didn't like it, but it's really good.
I thought it was clever.
I thought it was clever, but I detested it. Yes. What else is going on here? Oh, I've written, I hate marmalade and Kyron. I've then written, I only care for one of these people. 2 I dislike and 1 I have zero interest in. And then I've written, is this unwatchable? And then I've written, Final 4.
Wow.
Releaser.
Yeah, what about her?
I thought that she grew a lot over the series, and
Yeah.
I really liked her. And
Yeah,
she had
she-
the best voice of anybody.
Yes. When
Singing-
the
singing voice.
Yeah, that Adele thing was pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah, that
Really
was a
good.
surprise, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was very impressed.
She had a very TV friendly, a very Drag Race TV journey friendly kind of run on the show. I think she's going to come away from this with a lot of extra bookings.
And I liked when her sister was her family
yeah.
member. And I liked afterwards that she said that she was very conscious of her sister's size and wanted to
I
do what was
know.
appropriate to
Yeah.
not let her feel embarrassed. And I really thought that was ever so nice.
Yeah.
So wait, your fake middle name's Roberta.
Not anymore.
Okay, but
I was
so if
probably
you
11.
had come on the show as Fraser's family member, would you have become Roberta?
Yeah, that would have been, you were just singular name, Roberta.
Roberta. Fraser would have some sort of elaborate drag name, and then
I'd have probably been Loza.
Loza.
That's awful.
You're the only person that's ever called me Loza.
Loza Roberta. At this point, Relisa, speaking of her, says she never thought she'd win.
And it never will.
She never will.
Yeah, she had kind of a heels kicked up right from the beginning of this episode, didn't she? She was kind of almost laying back on the couch like, oh yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
Just enjoying it
Yeah.
for what it was and
Good
being
for-
a part of it.
Good for her.
My final note is, Ben, you really love marmalade, don't you? I think she was doing a lot of confident shouting in this scene of like excitement, and I thought, well, this must really be really getting into your craw.
Well, I read you my bullet points.
Where did you watch? Because you seem to have watched this in 2 parts.
Yes, I watched the first half the day after Thanksgiving, after I got back from sleeping on your sofa. What was I eating? I ate a croissant and something else. It was yummy. And I watched the first half. And the second half I watched at Soho Warehouse by myself before having dinner by myself because I was sick of everyone.
Well, we did, we'll get to it, I'm sure, in our regular episode, but we really gave thanks.
We really went all in for Turkey Day.
We did everyone proud involved in Thanksgiving. We really did. Yikes. Let's go to the next day.
The workroom. Now, there was a shot of a head. Did you see that?
No.
It was like a mannequin's head just buried in clothes, staring out, that they had lovely use of. And then I've written, everyone's so noisy.
Yeah, well, they came in doing almost a kick line, which I
Yes.
really enjoyed. And then they're sitting around the table, and I couldn't bear to write any of this down because it was just... Everyone, they're almost too nice at this point, aren't they? It was kind of just a
Yeah.
lot of... You said that everyone's really nice this season,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Which
very,
is good.
Very nice to each other.
Which is good. I think my issue at this point, I already knew who'd won, and it's not who I want to win. So I was just anger watching.
How did you get spoiled? Did you see it on...
Well, Cliff, actually, I know he's a UWA fan, and he wrote, my fave was robbed or
Yes.
something. So didn't reveal it, but I knew that UWA didn't win. And then some random guy I follow a day later just posted that it was Kyron.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it through Crystal, our friend Crystal's Instagram, basically saying like, "Calm down, everyone. Like, it doesn't mean that anyone was robbed. It just means that, the person you didn't. You know what I mean? Like defending Kyron, basically." But I read, and also he didn't put any names in there. But I read between the lines, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
So Rue then does a very strange mirror message, which I didn't really get.
The video message.
Oh yeah, sorry, video message, yeah.
Yeah. My top queens, the Brits have an expression for everything. Leave it to this humble American to say this. You made it, and I'm so proud of each of you.
I was like, what? Why
like that
is there no joke or no pun or... It was like, my queens, you've made it to the final, and here you are in the final. What?
Felt like the first time that she'd ever recorded one bespoke for this season and for these people. Because
Yeah.
she really likes this cast. She's said it multiple times that she's really loves this group of gals. I think she might have gone back into the chair to record that one video message, or maybe she insisted that they do that, but then didn't provide them with the footage of it, and they just cobbled that together from every outtake that she recorded before. My
Maybe.
queens, I am so proud of you.
So by this point in the episode, I'd really not enjoyed a single moment.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep it positive.
Okay.
Keep it going. So, Rue announces what they're going to be doing for their final challenge. And normally on the show, they will do a verse of they write their own verse to one of RuPaul's songs, basically. But this time, we've got a little twist.
Oh, what's
They're
the twist?
doing a kind of, it's a whole brand new song. And it's, because they normally only do that for the girl group challenge. They normally just do a RuPaul song for the final. She says, you need to take the piss out of a grand finale song in the style of Leona Lewis, Alexandra Burke, or Michelle McManus. Which they all laughed at. Remember Michelle McManus?
No, I just was thinking, who's that?
All this time, I've waited a moment for today. I'm about to do it and die today.
Fun fact, I'm sure I've said it before.
She's Scottish.
I used to do pantomimes with Michelle McManus.
Did you?
In youth theatre.
She won Pop Idol. She was one of the last people before Pop Idol was...
I can't even, I haven't
Canned.
got a face. I didn't recognise what you just sang.
Glaswegian. She played the fairy godmother in my pantomime. Does that help? So they start to prep, don't they?
Well,
A what?
they're going to be doing vocals with Michelle. And who are they doing choreography with?
Oh, Calvin from S Club Juniors. What?
Ben
No.
Anderson.
Did I get-
Ben Roberta Anderson.
Did I get the name wrong?
It's Aaron from S Club Juniors.
Oh, shit.
Aaron Renfrey.
You know that same.
Calvin doesn't do choreography. He's not a dancer. Calvin has left the spotlight.
Okay.
How dare you?
So they're going to prep their music. They get a grubby pale pink off-brand MP3 player.
Our favourite.
Yeah.
Same one that they've had all season. That got taken off of them and someone in the production office had to use their USB cable to upload the track.
Now, I don't know why I've written this, but I've written, Lavoie is a sweetie. I wonder if he's single. I hope he has a nice relationship. Do we know anything?
I don't know. She strikes me as the kind of person that's been married for 25 years.
Yeah, civil partnership.
Civil partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so. Hope Lavoie's happy.
Very nice.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Lovely.
Someone says, I feel like Louis Walsh just threw up on me. And then, just in time for Ben to really feel great, you must have been maybe just biting into the croissant at this point. But Mom announces that she's going to do rapping instead of singing for her verse.
And Releasa says, okay, Eminem. Which I thought was very good. Yeah, because Marm likes writing poetry and soliloquies. Fucking hell. I've written here, I knew it. I bet she likes to knit. You know people who like to knit?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you something. Crochet. I went to see...
Tom Daly.
Does Tom Daly knit? For fuck's sake. I went to see Fame on Friday night, the movie at Vidiots with our friend Joe. And the person behind me was knitting throughout. So every now and again, I could just hear the needles just go... clack.
Let's just carry on.
Okay.
If you hear any strange noises, there's a dog here, okay? Everyone just relax.
So imagine being at the cinema and having someone behind you knit just a little click, 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 click. Of knitting needles.
Why would you take your knitting?
It's not a silent activity.
They're not
It's
at
not.
home with the television. They have their slippers on.
So anyway, they prep their songs.
Yes, and then we're going to go into our... It feels weird that we're doing this in this episode because they did the sit down with the parents.
Oh, yeah.
With Rue and Michelle. And now we're going to do another sit down with Rue and Michelle with just the...
Four.
Just the four.
So we start with Marm. And Marmalade said that her day job normally is to make clothes for other people. So why not do it for herself?
Yeah, and she talks about wanting to represent Wales.
She also said that when her mum turned up for that episode, her mum said, I'm waxed head to toe and I'm ready. Which I enjoyed.
And Michelle looks great here. She's wearing that kind of... Is it a Burberry outfit she's wearing in this? And she's all kind of... She just looked gorgeous, I
She
thought.
did.
She's always in the UK, isn't she? I feel like she's always on the One Show.
Talking about being an American living in the UK.
Yes, the reason I said that is I just saw a clip of her talking about being... I think she's in pantomime, in Panto, in like Newcastle or Middlesbrough. And she started doing a Middlesbrough accent and talking about all these...
I think I saw that too.
Yeah.
She was at Dancing with the Stars when I went.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, in America? Mm-hmm. What, performing or just was
No,
there?
in the audience because... Why was that?
Someone was doing
Connection of somebody that was in it. Not the last time, but the time before.
it. Okay.
Yeah, just saying.
Great. Thanks.
I've written, Rue is bored too.
Yeah.
And then it ends with, see you out there. Not if I see you first. It's like, what? What is this?
Yeah, she just tried to say something back.
Yeah.
Bit too confident for my liking.
Oh.
What's wrong with being confident? Oh.
Well, I thought that as I said it because I am, so it doesn't really make sense, but I found her a bit over the top in confidence.
So you've got more of the confidence of you're more of a bag of chips. Mostly in looks.
Yeah, same hairstyle.
Yeah, do you not remember I sent that picture of Mum to Bag of Chips saying, like, my mum has your hair? And she was like, yeah, she does.
Oh.
She said you looked great.
Mama Bagger.
So next is Kyron. She said that she's very proud that she won Snatch Game, which I'd forgotten about.
Who was she in Snatch Game?
Elvis. She was good at that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then said that her toughest moment in the show kind of so far was getting one set of bad critiques last week. And then, speaking of confidence...
They were saying that her confidence isn't traditionally British.
Yeah, and then I thought she made a really good point when they were talking to her about it not being very British to be confident. And she says, well, no one wants to see a self-conscious drag queen. And I thought that's so true. I mean, no one wants to see a self-conscious performer in general, but
Yeah.
a drag queen that's not
Well,
overconfident doesn't
if
make
you
any
choose
sense.
to be a performer, would you be self-conscious? But yes, a lot are. Some
Right, but-
people feel ill before
But
they
it doesn't
do
make
anything.
it doesn't make people feel good to know that that's what they're watching, does it? You have to project a fake confidence.
Yeah.
even if you don't
Exactly.
have
If you're
it.
watching someone who's really obviously nervous, you're not going to enjoy that performance. I think that's very fair. She also got quite emotional here. Can't remember why, but I did write down sentimental Kyron is much more enjoyable. Then I wrote these tears are good, and then I wrote okay, Kyron is allowed to win. So I made peace with it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're right. It was well thought out to have a bit more heart, because she can be quite harsh and a lot. Mm-hmm. And I think especially when they're reflecting on all the stuff she's done in the show, I was like, yeah, she was really good on this show. It's
Am
not
I
like she
missing
doesn't deserve to
something
win.
about her name? Full name?
Anthrax, Kyra Anthrax.
Yeah, just got it.
Because
Thanks.
her real name's Kieran.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Didn't know that.
It is referenced at the end of the episode when they look at the kid photos.
But yeah, bearing in mind,
Oh, yes.
I will give a disclaimer to Roberta over here that she did watch this episode after being awake for like 24 hours and
Yeah.
losing her mind. So,
But she also tapping away in her iPad.
of course, just playing Candy Crush and
I wasn't at all. I don't play Candy Crush.
reading
No,
out,
I wasn't.
reading out wild things from Facebook to me. I've really delved back into the world of Facebook since Mum arrived.
Facebook. But remember, you've got about 5 different Facebook profiles, haven't you?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I kept on buying new iPads and never remembered my passwords.
Yeah.
So they had to be set up constantly.
Buying a new iPad. Okay, anyway. Lavoie's up next. Says that she feels like a mayor in her badges and that she's going to open up a supermarket.
Already enjoying her.
Yeah.
Michelle says that she is a bit dated, but we celebrate that. True.
I think that she's the most authentic person at what she does. It's just there completely without effort.
But she's also just older. So
Yeah.
I mean, because even when I think it came to singing the other week, she said, "I never really used to be a good singer, but I worked hard at it."
Yeah.
So that didn't come naturally to her, but she's had years of working. So all elements are just now there.
I watched an interview with the top 4, and they said, the interviewer said, "Oh, is it true, Lavoie, that you hadn't really seen Drag Race very much before coming onto the show?" And she said, "Yeah, that's true." And the other queen said, they were like, no, she's not lying. This isn't like a humble, like, oh, I didn't watch the show. She said that they were like, every time Rue said, oh, next week is like Snatch Game, she'd be like, okay, what was that again? Like she truly hadn't watched the show because she's such like an old pro. She just kind of cartwheeled her way onto the show and then out the other side.
Oh, that's so much more enjoyable to know that. She just was reacting for real.
I
all
wonder
throughout.
I wonder how she got onto it then. I wonder how she.
Well, they do a combination of everyone auditions, but they ask people to audition. So I can imagine there's some queens like her that have
Might
been
have been
around and have done
scouted.
other TV, who have been kind of
Okay.
scouted for the show. Anyway, I thought you'd like that.
Yeah. She talks about, I've written here, she's so nice and grateful, and Rue says you're going to host a television show. And then she talks about the fact, I think she's 43.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Rue says that her life began at 40.
Yeah, that's when Rue got the talk show and became like the RuPaul that we see now as like 40, wasn't it? So good for her.
And Lavoie says, "It doesn't matter how old you are." And they all say to her, "You're not old." And she says, "I know, but saying that might help me win."
Then Releasa is up last. And yeah, she just talks about kind of what you said, that she got to show a much more well-rounded version of herself, not just like sexy naked version. There's a lot of talk of growing up in a religious household and kind of love for her family. It was very sad. And I don't know why I wrote this though. Michelle's boots are C word. Sorry. I think I was trying to say she looked really good, and I wrote down the C word, and then I realized I didn't want to say it in front of you.
I wrote, "Rue's suit is still really offending me." Releasa talks about how she would pray to wake up not gay, which was very sad. And then Rue says, "You're a beacon for people stuck in those places."
Yes. Oh, and Releasa's final note is, she essentially says, "Well, thanks for having me. I know I'm not going to win, so I'm having a great time." And then she kind of walks out and is like, "Oh, but I still, you can still crown me if you want to," but then just walks out laughing. I thought, yeah, she really is having probably the least stressful final episode of anyone that's ever done Drag Race.
I think that she's
chill.
She learnt about the fact that she was likable.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she knew that.
That's true, because she's so attractive and sexy.
Yeah, and you know that she's not she doesn't work the mic in like a men's club. She's not that kind of drag queen. She's very much like a dance performance, less talking. So yeah, she's become a personality now. People are going to book her so they can hear her say stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Do you know what's also good? Rehearsals with Calvin from S Club Juniors.
How dare you? Remember S Club Juniors? Could you
Sort
name one of
of.
their songs?
No.
Of course you couldn't. That's a tough question. I wouldn't expect you to.
Can you?
Yeah, sure can.
Okay.
One step closer to heaven.
Oh, I remember that
baby
song.
means one step closer to you. Automatic High.
That was a good song.
Yeah, so's Automatic High.
No, that
Two
was
really
not
good
good.
songs. Excuse me.
Automatic is not good. Wasn't there a Magic Carpet one as well?
Yeah, the Magic Carpet one's really good.
I've written here for rehearsals, I've written one bullet, and it's Marm's wearing a lovely gold heel and black pant. I'm being generous.
Yeah, so there's going to be sign language choreography in this song.
Oh yeah, all right, BBC Three.
And I said, Aaron's really keeping it together in quite a lot of makeup, but he still looked young and fresh. I think that's because when he was famous, he was about 9, and now he's like 25, I guess. But good for him. We get 2 fake struggling edits, Marm and Lavoie being like, "Oh, this is hard," but they're fine. And yet again, Releasa has decided to attend dance rehearsal dressed like she's kind of doing a flash dance. She's wearing kind of an off-the-shoulder number. Oh no, it's a plunging.
It was plunging
it's
neckline.
a plunging neckline that's all flowy and loose for dance with leggings and a heel.
Oh, I didn't notice that. That's
She's
fun.
always ready to kind of audition for a dance school, which I like.
But always has, I don't know, still had on at that point a beanie hat.
Yeah, beanie hat and
Yeah.
not shaved. She
Which-
had like a beard,
Yeah.
which I really like as
It's
well.
always that beanie hat that's fascinated me because it was with every outfit.
And then mum, as in Roberta here, her final note, which I wrote down, she was just kind of muttering to herself in the corner, "I couldn't wear those heels." As they went clopping off the stage, that was your final word. "I couldn't wear those heels."
Oh yeah, because Kyron's wearing really big stripper heels.
Don't we know it? It's been very well documented, Mum's struggle with her high shoes every time she comes to visit.
There's always a shoe issue.
There's been a fall here, a wedge there.
What's the shoe issue this time?
Too many.
Too many?
Too many, but also still, she went, "Oh, I borrowed these from a friend Lynn." And I said, "Why did you have to borrow shoes from your friend to come here? You've had weeks to know it." And she went, "Oh, I forgot to pack any heels, so I had to borrow some wedges from Lynn."
Oh, so those cork wedges that we're looking at.
Yeah.
The red ones.
And the black.
And the black ones.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with black. They go with everything.
That's what she said.
They
Yeah.
belong to Lynn. Lynn's wedges.
Lynn's
Yeah.
wedges.
I've got to return them.
That sounds like a business that Mum would also see on Facebook.
Lynn's
Lynn's wedges.
wedges.
Got to support my friend Lynn. She's got her business, Lynn's Wedges.
She just sells wedges.
Yeah, I liked her page.
Do you like my luminous pair?
Oh yeah. Not gonna lose you in those,
Yeah.
are we?
Certainly
Once
not.
I push you off the top of Griffith Park, everyone's still going to see you, aren't they?
Yeah.
Tumbling down the hill and then. Should we get to finale day?
Elimination day. Now they go into the workroom carrying Marm like a rolled up rug.
Sure do. And then we get a blast from the past coming back in.
Oh yeah, Ginger Johnson.
Ginger Johnson comes in wearing a real wackadoodle jumpsuit to see the gals.
And I've just written, oh yeah, they're nice.
Yeah, you remember why they won now, right?
And he hugged each one of them,
Yeah, and I believe
which I thought was really
Yeah.
nice.
Well, Colin, Crystal has told us before that at this stage, anytime someone goes on the show, they pretty much have all already worked together and
Yes.
know each other as well. So I think I get the impression she already knew all of them anyway.
Okay.
As you said, very nice. Ginger says, I know how exhausted you must be. And then says, you guys on this show are all sisters now, but we are all sisters together, like everyone that's on the UK show. So she basically says, like, call me if you ever need me.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
again, I believe that you could call Ginger and that she would.
Yeah.
I remember Crystal telling us that she's just as lovely as she seems on TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Aw.
Okay, so she leaves, and then there's a lot of like, and then we get to the main stage.
Get to the main stage. We've got Rue in a lovely pink glittery rose dress.
Yeah, one-sleeved gown. She loves a one sleeve.
That's great.
Michelle is wearing a top that is just one big giant bow.
Yeah,
She looks lovely.
Big black bow. Graham is dressed in a champagne colour, I said.
A kind of champagne gold sparkle jacket.
Yeah.
And Alan's in a fun pink sparkle jacket.
Yeah, a really awful one, but
Yeah.
it's Alan, so love him. So now we get the performance. A different winner's story. What?
So they were trying to do a pastiche of an X Factor winner, or a Pop Idol X Factor winner's song.
Got it.
So that's why they had that X Factor style introduction of them all doing the like swooshing around and doing all
Yes,
the
I've written
all
here
the
X
stuff.
Factor style intro final four.
Yeah.
I just didn't really get this.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a mashup because it was Pop Idol that had the original songs that were cheesy, like Michelle McManus and all those songs, and like Shane Ward. But X Factor, they used X Factor visuals, and X Factor was kind of famous for having the winner sing a cover song. So it was a little bit of a confusing, what I mean? It didn't quite make any sense. But I think the point was the song was like a cheesy pre-written winner's song, and then they had their own verses for it.
Got it. Wow. Concept on concept on concept.
Yeah.
Kyron looks annoying as hell. I've written here. Lavoie looks 60 and I love her.
Yeah.
Everyone's in gold.
Yeah. And I thought that Relisa had the best verse because hers was about all the things that she's learned that she can do on the show.
Yeah.
And it just felt
was
very,
clever.
it felt like the best use of the assignment. I thought that Mom's was the worst, not just because of the rap, but she did the real like, hey, Rue, come and crown me now. Habadoo, bada-ba-ba-dow. And it was like a bit like, that doesn't really fit with the vibe of the song. It's meant to be
Horrific.
like a inspirational thing.
Horrific.
Horrific. I've written here, I feel nothing.
Well,
I've then written the chorus is fun. The problem is also it's a mid-tempo song,
Yeah.
so it's not slow enough to be emotional, but it's not
Right.
fast enough to be fun.
Don't you
It's
feel
just
like
a
it
bit of a
almost felt like
slog.
they should have started like on a stool or something? You know what I mean? Like it should have been like one at a time sitting on a stool and then like
Build
to
build.
like a silly choir moment maybe.
Yeah, that would have been good.
But then there's a really fun bit where they do the X Factor as if they're doing the final duet where they stop and say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Beyonce. And then I think Kyron said that and then Lavoie says, Beyonce, calm down, not on a BBC Three budget. And I thought that was funny. Oh. And then they introduced all the queens from the season to come and kind of do the backing dance. This is where I started having a lot of fun. So they were, because obviously it's the final episode, so this isn't about people doing badly, it's about everyone being lifted up. They tried their damned hardest to not show Lil, Chanel, and who else? There was someone else who were right at the back at the sides, and they just were not doing the choreography at all.
Yeah, I did see that. I know they're wearing like graduation gowns.
I think they were meant to be in a choir.
Oh,
it
like
was meant to be
gospel
the
thing.
gospel kind of backing
okay.
singers. But I just loved anytime Lil was almost looking in like the wrong direction at some points in the background, and it really made me laugh.
Lil may as well have been like facing.
Yeah, completely. Lil could have just walked off the stage during it.
I did. My final note for this section was I just want to see Lil.
Didn't Lil win Miss Congeniality?
She sure didn't.
Who was it?
Well, we'll get to that
Okay.
in the moment of the episode.
Shall we do grand finale eleganza?
Oh, this was a real treat to see if you were going to remember any of these people
well,
coming
I've
back.
written down everyone's names.
Well, in fairness, the first person is the person who got eliminated by the shower.
Yeah, but that's memorable.
So,
to me.
Saki Yu.
She
I
put
said-
a red gown.
I
It's
said,
fine.
who is this woman? And then I put shower woman. She looks beautiful in red.
Yeah, and I like she's got cute stoned hair, which was kind of fun.
And Dita came out next doing what I described, and they actually picked up on it later, but I was proud of myself, dressed as Gary Oldman in Bram Stoker's Dracula. That exact hairstyle that Gary Oldman had as Dracula.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of the Dracula beehive. I thought that's fitting.
And then, oh my God, poor Dita. The way she speaks to the kid. I'm here wearing a dress and walking, and I'm killing it. Like, oh dear. Zahira, she's in purple vinyl.
I loved this look. It was like a vinyl 80s prom dress. She is a hoot and a half.
Yeah.
I'd also like to see her do something.
And they say it looks like a giant intestine. Testine? Why can't I speak today? Intestine. That's why I can't say it. And they say, awfully nice to see you. Awfully.
Then your favourite queen was up next, Kiki Snatch.
I've written here, what an average name. And she's got a sort of French theme going on. What's it called?
A Marie Antoinette theme.
There we go.
Which is a tough one to be pulling out of the bag at this point in time. You know what I mean? On this show, that has been...
Oh, just been done so many times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you were out next, Benel.
Chanel. She's dressed kind of like Cinderella.
Yeah, she said she was dressed for a Highland banquet outfit and also as an evil stepmother, is what she said. So she was the evil stepmother from Cinderella.
Oh, that's good for
not
her.
Cinderella.
Slash me.
Yeah. So you looked great.
I looked great.
You're really keeping to your Scottish roots.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Chanel! do. Remember that woman that lost her African grey parrot called Chanel?
No.
She didn't make it to Facebook. She didn't penetrate through that feed of council culture articles and
Daily Mail stuff.
Daily Mail articles and people singing, children singing on every single franchise of The Voice.
Oof.
If you ever want to know who's singing on The Voice, Denmark, it's coming up on Laura's feed. Have you seen this one? Fraz, have you seen this one? It's like, oh God, it's another child singing on The Voice.
When did I last say that?
Last time you were here.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you love showing me clips of The Voice International.
You've just arrived as well. There are weeks of you to do that,
Octavia. My only note was, good old Aki. Good to see her back.
I've written down blue spikes, earring gag, selling them. Oh, yes, because she's wearing like gold or metallic dangly bits everywhere, and Gray makes a comment. It looks like she's like trying to sell earrings.
Oh, yeah.
From the inside of a coat. Yeah, that was good. Like that.
Chara is back, and much like all of her looks for this season, my comment was, I hate this, and she looks great.
Oh yeah, this is puffy jacket, primary colours, and they say something about a prolapse burger.
Yes.
I did say that.
Oh, you did? Were you on the show?
No, they did say that.
They did say that,
Yeah.
right.
Good.
I think that's when I woke up.
Oh, okay.
After about 4 minutes of nodding. And
Oh, yeah, that's
saying,
true. Mum did sleep through some of the
It
runway.
was some of them coming back on.
I had to go, Laura, and she was like,
And I do remember the word prolapse and the outfit.
The warmth of the iPad in her hands,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
lulling her to sleep.
So then we get the final top four come out.
And we've finally got some upbeat music.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thank goodness.
So Kyron's look is kind of as they make a lot of jokes about, there's something about Mary. She's got kind of everything. Her hair's flying off to one side in one big spike, and she's doing a kind of almost a very plain black kind of evening gown, but it's inexplicably wrapped in cling film.
Cling film. Saran wrap.
Translation, saran wrap in this country. They don't call it cling film here, Mum. You can't go around saying, got any cling film?
Something
or kitchen roll.
I refuse to use anyway.
I thought to myself here, Kyron has such a specific makeup look that makes her very recognizable. She has a very kind of sharp look that just is her face. It's very smart. That's what Trixie Mattel did.
I didn't like the hair.
No, I didn't like any of it.
Oh, I didn't mind the hair. I thought the hair was kind of fun.
I didn't like it at all.
Okay.
Next up is Lavoie.
Lavoie.
What did you say about Lavoie's look, Mum? You said she looked like one of those dolls that's the toilet roll cover that Granny's have in their
I
house.
did, actually.
Yeah.
You're right. I've written white ruffled dress, diamond top half. It's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we love her.
But yeah.
Definitely in somebody's house that's got you know, somebody with knitted cardigans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got those toilet roll covers just like that dress.
Yeah, with the matching bath mat and pedestal sink.
Yeah, that's right. Around the
mat, yeah.
the
Oh,
basin
Think
thing.
of all the piss getting on all of that, all those
Exactly.
materials.
Piss and pubes on those toilet pedestal rugs.
That'd be a good name for a pub.
Piss and
Piss and pubes. Piss and pubes, though, not and.
Piss and pubes.
Piss and pubes. Lovely. Well, on that note,
Marm.
oh, I also thought to myself, her wig is also very good branding. Lavoie, that short red wig, you recognise her a mile off with that bright red wig.
I mean, it's not good.
No.
I don't think it's good.
Yeah. Also not good with her skin colour, like her skin tone.
No.
Oh, whatever.
I agree.
Love her.
Mom's up next.
Right, she's wearing a sort of French Rococo table. I've written, is there a reveal?
Yeah, it felt like she was building to something, but it never kind of happened, did it?
I'm going to pitch you what it should have been. Okay. So she should have got to the end of the runway, and then she should have produced food and like a teapot and a...
Like made herself... Someone's done that.
Have they? Yeah, that
someone
would
has
make
done
sense.
like a full... Like
Spread.
a spread, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like a table, and they made themselves something to eat.
But that would make sense,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? It was very odd. And
then-
then I wrote, maybe no one should win.
Well, finally, we get Releasa coming
I
out.
forgot about her.
She's wearing a lovely black Jessie J bob. She was looking very,
That's a bad wig.
very domino. I'm feeling sexy and free.
She's wearing black pleather and gold details. I've written, nah, it's a shit jacket.
Yeah, Michelle says later it's a Moschino reference,
Yes.
but instead of the brand name, she has her name in the gold letters, which I liked.
Yeah.
Rue then just says, really proud of all of you. Okay, thanks.
To
your mum.
So they get critiqued by the judges. Great.
Yeah. Boring.
Oh wait, are we gonna go to the kid bit?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
though.
so we go to the kid bit. That's what it's called, right? The kid bit.
Yeah, everyone, let's talk to you. What would you say to 5-year-old Roberta?
That's right.
And what would you say?
Oh, what
To
would I
5-year-old
say?
Roberta.
You'd say, you know what, Roberta? You did everything right. Don't change a goddamn thing, is what she would say.
Double down on everything
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want, and just be more.
Yeah,
you.
you'd be like, actually, be way worse.
How
Right?
comes you're saying everything for me?
Lavoie looked truly exactly the same in her baby picture.
Christopher.
Quite
A jowly baby, I
Yeah.
wrote. Kieran, I made no notes.
No, and I wrote, Mom looked like a right little bruiser. She
Mom,
was she's a lot more butch as a child than I remember.
I've written, oh, a wee shaved head bruiser.
Oh,
Yeah.
And Releasa's wearing a dress in her picture as a little kid. Very adorable.
Oh, and she's doing a kind of gay hand.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful child.
Yeah, and they do lovely speeches themselves. I didn't make too many notes, apart from, I think Releasa did the best speech to herself.
Totally. I've written, oh, this is strong. And then there's a really good shot of Lavoie looking up and looking really teary.
It was one of the most gorgeous, it was a cinematic shot of her looking kind of into the lights with her eyes like glistening with tears.
Yeah.
And then also wrote, Graham's in bits.
Graham's in bits. And then did you notice it's just ended with kind of silence, and then Rue said, wow.
Wow, thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
That's when Rue says wow, it's always a bit like, guys, she's getting, we've got, everyone cut, leave the set, she's not happy. Wow.
Wow.
So before they go back to Untucked, Rue announces that they're going to be choosing a Miss Congeniality for the first time ever on Drag Race UK, and they'll be voting for it in the workroom.
So that's what they go do.
So we're back with all the queens. And
Everyone's backstage.
And I said, Lil better win Miss Congeniality. And then I have to admit, as soon as Chara started talking, I was like, oh, of course she's going to win it.
yeah, totally.
It makes way more sense. Mom and Chanel have a bit of a discussion of their argument. And I do like Mom's outlook on this, where she was like, I was kind of pissed off with you at the time, but now I think it's like our thing and it's brilliant and we're going to keep arguing forever.
Totally. Lavoie makes a joke that she's so old, something about being chased by a mammoth or something.
She does. Oh, that was her baby picture.
Oh, that's
She
right.
said it was carved into stone and she's being chased by a woolly mammoth in it.
Yeah, great.
Lavoie asks Lil to sum up the season in 3 words, and she
She
says,
says,
oh my God.
oh yeah.
oh my God.
And then Mom really got me good with her kind of final line of the scene. They all said they're about to announce they're all going to vote for Miss Congeniality. And Mom says, Chanel, you're going to win by a landslide. Which I thought was...
That was very good.
Very good.
I really liked that a lot. Miss Congeniality, the results are in.
It's Charity. Of
Fine.
course she deserved to win that. Absolutely. I like that they did Miss Congeniality for this. Congeniality.
Yeah.
It's because you have to.
Yeah. And then Char has a great line after she's won. She says, "Wait till they see what I said behind their backs."
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Lovely.
Done
All
and
right.
done. Then I've just written, Relisa and Marm. Bye.
This is always a bit of a clunky moment in the show when there's this many queens left. It's kind of like, well, you two, step forward. Thank you. See ya. And they don't get to be like, you've changed my life. It's always a bit of a strange... You get to say way less
Right.
than if you get eliminated in the regular part of
that's
the
a good
season.
point,
Yeah, that
actually.
is a
It's always a
good
bit like,
point.
all right, you guys, off the stage.
Yeah, that's a good point. And they
But-
also don't get to write anywhere on the mirror to
Yeah,
put
there's-
anything that they
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. And they
It's
don't get
true.
the exit interview that they get with the bit to camera where they get to say how they feel. But
No.
they both seemed like they knew that was coming, didn't they?
Well, Relisa definitely did.
Oh yeah, she practically was already back at the back of the stage anyway, just
Yeah.
like in a hammock, just loving life. So then Kyron and Lavoie are the top two, and they're gonna lip sync to what song was it, Laura?
I don't remember.
Don't stop me, don't stop me.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have myself a good... Okay.
Come alive.
I was sitting in Soho House, Soho Warehouse, in a giant comfy chair, headphones in, watching this. And when this song started, I made an audible "oh" like that out loud.
Did you?
Yeah.
See, my dislike of this song also speaks to a period of time in my life where this song was played a lot, and I would really, really sing along to it and enjoy it.
Oh.
So I'm also embarrassed, as well as I hate this song as a thing because I don't want to hear it, and I'm also embarrassed because I can see myself really singing along to it. It really had a resurgence at my university.
Oh yeah, it was on
was a
that
real-
uni list of.
I saw a cruise ship passenger doing karaoke when it was a ship that stayed overnight, and it was a woman that did it. And you thought, oh, it's bad enough when it's it's bad enough. She absolutely mesmerised everybody there.
wow.
Best version I've ever heard.
Wow. Where was she from?
Incredible.
what were you drink-
She was up north somewhere, northern lady.
In the Caribbean.
But very, very confident.
Did you have a little drink in hand while you were watching?
Probably.
Yeah. What were you drinking?
Rum punch.
It would have. No, I didn't used to like rum punch. Too sweet for me. Don't know. Probably a
Well,
beer.
that's a treat. I love it when you're proved wrong like that.
Yeah.
It's nice. Okay, so Lavoie,
Pretty fun.
she does a lot of literal dance moves. At one
Yes.
point, she does some crazy hands. Another bit, she does some tiger claw hands.
Yeah. Kyron has a prop. Which I thought was kind of fun.
What's her prop again?
She holds up a little piece. It's like a block of wood that had a piano, like piano
sure.
keys on
That's
it, and it just said
right.
guitar on it. And she did a fake, which is a shout out to George, our friend Liz, who guest hosted one of the episodes this season. He always says that anytime someone does air guitar in a Drag Race lip sync, they end up going home.
Yeah.
So proven wrong there, Liz.
Karen does an impressive drop. Did you see? So all the other queens are standing at the back, like bobbing around. Chanel's just standing like a statue, completely still.
There's a bit of fun choreo where they both pretend to throttle each other, which I thought was fun. They have good chemistry, these two, don't they?
I've written Rue's face, and I don't know why. I think she's really like.
They were really, they used every positive reaction for that edit. Mm-hmm. And then they finish that. Ginger trots back on the stage, does a few kind of bits for
Can I
Rue.
keep it?
Yeah.
Can I cry myself?
So then we get the winner, and the winner is Kyron.
I've written. I guess Karen deserves to win, but that lip sync. But I prefer Lavoie.
Yes. I do think if you had to...
But
They had very different edits this season. Kyron was really front-loaded in success at the beginning of the season, and Lavoie had a much more of a second half of the season, so it was easy to think Lavoie should win because we've just seen her the most, but I do think you've got to be fair and remember that Kyron won the first 5 challenges or something.
yes.
But do you think that if Kyron had done a really bad lip sync at the end, it would have made any difference to the outcome?
Because to your point, it's meant to be based on the whole series,
Yeah.
whole season.
Yeah, it was hard to tell because they never if the final 2 are lip syncing, they never give someone a bad edit on the show, so it's hard to tell
Yeah.
if someone's much worse than the other anyway, because they never, in the final episode, no one's ever really edited to look bad. It's always very positive, especially Drag Race UK. So it's hard to tell. But I just feel like Kyron probably will be a better Drag Race winner in terms of going on the tours and coming back on the show and doing all this stuff, whereas Lavoie feels almost like she's surpassed.
She's set.
She's set and done, and I feel like she's going to get her own show anyway. And you know what I mean? It's almost...
Okay, that's fair.
I think it makes more sense for Kyron to be a Drag Race UK winner and for Lavoie to just be a runaway success. I feel like it's the way that both of them could have won.
She says, Kyron says, every day is bin collection day. Stop just trying to make that bin thing work.
I'd already turned it off at that point. So that was it.
That was it. Oh, I also did note down that Ginger Johnson was wearing Quality Street wrappers. It's a nice dress.
Which is, great, because Mum did bring you some...
Celebrations.
This is a mixture of celebrations and roses.
And Quality Street. I bought one of each, I believe.
And I'm going to munch next into these Seabrook Leon Perrins.
Yeah. It's because you can't get Worcester sauce walkers anymore. They're
No,
impossible to find,
don't
aren't
do them
they?
anymore.
Brexit.
Yeah.
That's why.
And then what's in this tube here?
Oh, we've got some... I've been snuffling into some mini cheddars.
We've talked about mini cheddars a lot recently, so I felt very happy when these
I
ones
didn't
came out of the
know that.
suitcase.
Didn't you?
No.
Mum also lost an individual Christmas pudding somewhere between Norfolk and Los Angeles.
What do you
There is an
mean?
individual mini Christmas pudding somewhere lost in the world.
It's so true.
What?
Yeah.
What bag was it in?
It was in my carry-on.
Oh, okay. So it's probably
And that
security.
was packed out with like
Snacks and
masses of
things.
things. And I must have opened it at some point. It's probably 4:00 in the morning when I was leaving my friends in Sussex. Could be under her stairs.
So Lynn of Lynn's
Wedges.
wedges. You might also
Could
get a
be,
free
yeah.
Christmas pudding when you order some wedges from her. Anyway, on that note, we're done with Drag Race UK.
We sure are.
Yeah,
Forever.
Yeah.
Forever?
We've got a regular You're Welcome coming out next, and then we will be doing another spin-off, which we need to discuss and decide on in the new year.
I thought you were about to announce it. I was like, oh, we haven't even decided.
No, so something else will be coming as another spin-off, but thanks.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Bye.
You are right up my street.
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Igo by Toyota sponsors T4.
Fuck me, Lee Ryan's 13.
I remember we couldn't remember the word for table.